Live starting next 1 minute.
Done now.
One, two, mic testing, 1, 2.
Sipendi huyo mwanaume. Achana eh. Tena shanga. Yeah, I'm ready. So here at Scarlet Women Kenya is where we talk about different things that concern your lifestyle, basically. Mostly women stuff, but this time we are going to talk about generally what disturbs you. And I have my fellow Scarlet Women Kenya here. They are basically Scarlet Women. So they will introduce themselves after I do, and my name is June Mutua.
Hi everyone watching from home. My name is Diana Siovata. I'm a business analyst. I'm passionate about mental health. As you see, we are here to discuss about mental health awareness. So welcome aboard everyone.
Hello, good evening. My name is Faith Gakoe. I am here as a Scarlet Woman to create awareness about mental health. So you who is live, join us. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. So basically, we are going to discuss how will you protect your mental health in this economic downturn. So many people are going through so many things. We have so many cases for mental breakdown and all those things. We have so many causes and cases at the same time. So one of the causes is actually this economic downturn. We are having a crisis, financial crisis, career crisis everywhere. So on yourselves, do you have any causes that you've had that are bringing you into the mental breakdown?
Wow, that is wonderful. So the economic downturn, even backtracing with the COVID-19 pandemic, it has been a main cause of the mental health to everyone, affecting every age group, whether you are young, whether you are old, in whatever position you are. Everyone is experiencing mental health issues. And so now some of the causes that have been in and out have been caused by unemployment, whereby people who are not employed, they look at it as if they don't have finances. So that brings about having issues with coping up with the life and the economy that is growing. Considering that the nation at the moment, many people do not have jobs, people are suffering, people, which is even resulting to crime and all other issues that are bringing a disaster to our nation. So the issue about unemployment is one of the things that is causing economic downturn, and also it is one of the biggest cause of mental health issues. Yeah.
Let's hear from Diana.
So basically, just to add on what Faith has said, speaking from a personal experience and also those close to me, my friends. Unfortunately, for most of us, we graduated during 2019, and then Corona happened during 2020. So you see, we were at home. And while at home, you are there with your mom, with your parents, but you don't have any work which you are doing, you don't have any money, so you are broke. So you see, we were looking at, for example, when you go to your WhatsApp statuses, you see some of your friends, they are living their best lives, wako Mombasa, yeah, they are on vacations. So you're like, what's happening to me? So you start questioning yourself about what's happening to me. You've been going to interviews, no jobs you are being called for, or, yeah, and the likes. So one of my friends actually came to me and she told me, Dan, I just want you to just listen to me. She told me what she was feeling, like she didn't want me to tell her about what I was thinking, but to just listen. So mainly, people have faced a lot during the COVID-19, and mostly those who graduated and are unemployed. Yeah.
For sure, that is somehow, we can call it work crisis.
Yeah.
And mostly it happened to people who are at home during that period. Hata kuna wengine, they are still at home till now. They have not found jobs, they have not found anything, they are still at home. They feel like, my life has come to a standstill. So, I feel like people outside there need to talk about these things. Because mtu ako tu nyumbani, they feel like the world has come to an end, there's nothing I can do, there's no one I can talk to. When you tell your friends, they tell you, my friends used to tell me, sini wewe umejifungia nyumbani. So like, nimejifungia nyumbani aje, the whole country is at home. There's a pandemic, there's COVID, nyi mnaenda wapi kwenye mnaenda, there's a lockdown. Siwezi hata toka hapa niende hata ushago. So what are you telling me? People are in Mombasa, other people are in some luxurious places. Uko nyumbani tu unaamka, you go and lock up the dogs, you go and feed chicken, and there's nothing you can do. You even look like some old mama somewhere, and people are looking all nice. Other people are going to Dubai and all that. You end up feeling bad. It's a work crisis. Another problem is the financial one. When people lost their jobs, actually for the people who lost their jobs and the people whose businesses actually went down, it was a problem. Have you had any experiences, especially for the financial crisis?
Yeah, experiences have been many. Okay, personally, I would say that the moment I finished campus, but then we had to wait until we graduate. So in between that, you're thinking, what should I do? Where do I start now? I want to start life now. You want to start settling. But right now, jobs are not there. Right now, when you go and try and apply, you're asked, where is your certificate? We didn't even have a recommendation, by the way. We had nothing to show that employer that you are qualified for that job. But at least you still had the confidence to go and tell that I need something to do. So you find yourself that you're at home. Adi credit yenyewe huwezi jinunulia.
True.
The very basic commodities of your personal stuff, you cannot even buy. You cannot afford them yourself. So you're there stressing out. And you know, now this mental health comes gradually. You start thinking, overthinking, and then it becomes a disease. So when we begin to think, where do I get this cash to do my own stuff? Personally, I even started calculating on how to begin a business. I wanted to start selling shoes. Then all of a sudden, no finances, nothing to cater for you. In between, thank God, there were promotions that we began doing. After beginning to do promotions again, we just go promote your products, and then all of a sudden, you are paid after 2 months. You even focus already drifted away from the business we wanted to begin. So yes, a financial crisis, and it's not getting over because we still have a lot of needs. We need to accomplish a lot of stuff, and so finances are a key. This is the reason as to why even most youth right now, there's a very high crime rate in the nation. Since when we graduate, if you would estimate the number of people who graduate every year, and the number of jobs that are there in the nation, many people are suffering.
For sure.
Many people are suffering. So this is an issue that needs to be looked into, and we at least we come with solutions. Yes, people have embraced now being entrepreneurs. People are coming up with things. They come up with some. You start designing stuff. Actually, thank God to the online platforms where you're able to advertise your
the
thing.
digital platform.
Yeah, you're able to advertise, and it just captures some group of people. And trust me, there's always a light at the end of the tunnel.
Kabisa. And
Yeah.
before Diana shares her experience, in case you are at home or wherever place you are, at work, maybe in the streets you're watching us, please help us encourage other people who are going through the same things, financial crisis. So at a COVID, there are people who are getting depression and sometimes even hallucinations from the COVID manenos. They have been caught by the disease, and yes, wamepona, but there is still that trauma, that period that you're feeling like, hey, I wouldn't have deserved this. So please, on our comment section, please continue sharing as we also listen to Diana.
Thank you, Mwende, for that. I don't know who told us, but also who never told us, adulting is a scam. That is what many people are saying nowadays. Adulting is a scam. So I have also friends who their businesses are based online. The Gikomba business, wanauza second-hand clothes. So these friends of mine, during the pandemic, they had no bills, they had no clothes to sell. So you see, their businesses had to stop, and they had no other alternatives. So when you go broke, that's where it starts. You are like, Kai, what will I do? And mental health does not only mean you go into depression. Mental health can come in many forms. You can be having anxiety, you're stressed, you are smoking, drinking more than usual and all that. It's a lot of things based on that. So what I can advise everyone out there, find someone you can at least talk to. Someone who will not give their opinion on something. Like, find someone who you can talk to, or maybe do something that you like. Do something that you like. At least it will take your mind off things, off your stress, whatever you are feeling. Yeah, that's basically it.
Yeah, I would give you a small experience of mine. For me, I'm a very open-minded person, and that COVID time, I would say my mom used to say that I'm the only person who brings the family together. See, I will do something big so that people can come together. But even during supper, I will just sit down, nieke YouTube hizi wimbo za kitabu. Sijui kama mnajua hii kitabu inaitwa Praises of the Most High. Every Christian family by there knows that book. So nitaka I look for maybe a song or something, nieke kwa TV, niseme kila mtu aimbe hiyo wimbo. So we will be singing there, people are eating as they sing, and then people are happy at the end of the day. I felt like that because at some point we have a family business, and in a way during that COVID time you find so many clients wanna feel we don't need this service, we can do this by ourselves, or we can set up something that we don't have to pay for every month. So we lost quite a number of clients. On top of that, my sister was at home. She has been in school for some years, close to 6. So she was feeling like, ningekuwa nishamaliza hii kitu natafuta job. And she was feeling very depressed. Mimi nilikuwa zile za, this is a great opportunity for me to sleep. Because, yes, nasikia vibaya, we are at home, my life would be moving on. But like I said, I was very open-minded. I was like, maybe this is even an opportunity God has created for us to, like, kila mtu akuwe nyumbani, for families. For the families wenye wanakuanga apart, wengine wako job, wengine wako shule. I felt this was a very perfect opportunity for people to stay at home. And if you do not stay with your family, sometimes you will not know they are going through something. In my case, I would see my sister inaweza fika tu morning and she will say, I don't feel like going to the sitting room, I'm just fine here, I will do things by myself. And that is how I got to know in a way that she's feeling depressed about this situation. If I wasn't keen and I didn't know how she operates, that she loves to wake up and go to the sitting room na eke African movie and we laugh about it, I wouldn't have noticed the difference in her actions. So I think also as family or as friends, we have that task, that responsibility to notice that someone has a problem. Diana here say she's my sister and she does this and this and this, but she has started doing this differently. Anakuanga msafi, anamkanga na brush meno, anaosha uso. She does the basic things in life. But this week she has not done that. The other week she has not washed her clothes. So I feel we have the responsibility to notice like the changes that people have. And I have seen a few, like withdrawal. I have said my sister would stay in the room and atatoka nje, and that I noticed. I have noticed like that isolation and sometimes overeating or undereating. People don't get to eat. In case you have any or you have experienced any.
Yeah, in fact, adding on that, during that corona period, in the same period that we were thinking of what to do and how to go about life. So now it gets to a point, you even stay in the house, the whole day you don't even get out of the house. I have an experience of staying in the house from Monday to Sunday. On Sunday is the day I got out, went to church, went back to the house, and the cycle continues. Until I got to a place and I go isolate myself in the room and start asking God, no, what else am I supposed to do? How else do I navigate through this life? But he for sure, actually when you depend upon God again, he shows the way, because it is never over until he says it's over. So even you who is watching us, who is down there, do not feel as if you are alone. Just look for someone, as Diana said, look for someone who you're going to talk to. Actually, the issue of people ignoring even the simple or the minute symptoms that come up, they withdraw. You may think that this person is ni kawaida yake tu kukaa hivyo, but it's good to ask someone. It's good to ask, is everything fair? Even in our WhatsApp groups, some of us tunajificha kwa memes tukicheka.
True.
But deep down, whatever is happening, it's only when you're God and your blanket and your pillow, go cry, and the next day you're up laughing. But people are suffering.
Deep down,
deep down people are suffering. So we just need to encourage ourselves each day. Yeah, I think Diana has some.
For sure.
So what I wanted to say, as Faith has said, check on your meme lords. Pale WhatsApp, check on them, text them. Hata watumie 50 ya kuwachekesha tu. Check on them. And speaking of the pandemic, not only on the economic downturn, people were faced with corona, and some people experienced their parents or maybe their siblings or friends infected, and they were affected at the same time. So mainly what I can say from my experience, there was something that I was diagnosed with. It's called psychosomatic disorder. It's whereby you are feeling some physical symptoms, but when you go to the hospital, there is nothing. You are not diagnosed physically. So it was mainly the root thing, I think, was based on how I was seeing the people around me being affected, because many people around me were infected with the COVID. So I was also afraid for myself and my family, you see. So basically how I dealt with it was I accepted that I have that condition. So when I get those physical symptoms, so mainly I used to go to the hospital a lot, frequently. Nenda napimwa, nothing. So I just accepted that this is what is happening to me. I learned to live with that condition. Yeah, that's basically it.
So basically accepting that this condition is here and there's nothing I can do about it. And that is what so many people don't notice. Someone was used to a 50,000 salary. pays the house, does his shopping, and maybe fuels his car, and is very comfortable. But when the pandemic came, maybe salary ika reduce, or maybe job ikapotea, and akapata job ingine that is like paying lesser than what he or she was getting, and they still want to have that lifestyle that they used to have then. So unaona hapo there is a crisis. You used to earn 50,000, right now you're earning 20,000. People need to adjust for real. If you adjust, you accept that actually this is the condition I am in, and so far there's nothing I can do about it. I just have to adjust and see how I can live with it, how I can live with this 20,000. It really helps. So for me, I would say the different people I have spoken to concerning the same things, they say they don't want to talk to friends, which is true. I was even listening to Maina and Kinganyi in the morning some other day, and there is a guy that told Maina that I wanted to see a therapist. Unfortunately, I didn't have the money to pay 3,000 per session. My problem is actually money, and I need guidance and counseling. But the person who can give me the guidance and counseling is charging me. So what am I supposed to do? I just said my problem. And Maina asked him, don't you have friends? Don't you have people you can talk to? And he really laughed. And he asked, Maina, friends of nowadays, you tell them something, and the next hour, it is everywhere. Unasikia Diana amefanya hivi, Diana is going through this, Faith is going through this, June is going through this. So people have ended up like disclosing to themselves, and they keep on hurting, and the things go on. What would you advise them? Just not talking to friends, any other thing?
Thank you for that, June. The first thing I'll say is know your circle. By knowing your circle, you'll be able to identify the toxic people in your life. Because these toxic people are the people who bring about discouragement. They bring you every sort of negativity vibe in your life. So when you know your circle, you're able to know, and even the people you're able to open up with are the people who you know. You're pretty sure, even if it's not 100%, at least you're sure that this person will help me at least navigate in a certain level of my life. So one thing is, I'll advise you to just shun off every toxic person in your life. It doesn't matter, because for sure friends are people who at times it's like a river, they come and go. And with time, it's the time you come and learn who are your true friends, who are your real peeps. So with time, you're able to know who to open up with, who to go to when you're in a certain. Of course, you know there are things that I can share with you, but I cannot share with Diana. So you should know. You should be able to identify, who am I going to share this with, who am I going to approach when I have this certain need, and I believe that will be the best way to navigate. Yeah.
So another thing I would like to tell everyone out there: be kind, show love. For example, if you are maybe mtu upatane na yeye town, akuongeleshe vibaya or akuongeleshe sijui venye anataka, be kind to that person. You don't know what that person is going through. So be at least sympathetic. Yeah, that is it. Yeah. Show love and be kind to others. And another thing, don't judge. Regardless of how they look, how they talk, don't judge. People are going through a lot out here. So don't be judgmental in any kind of situation. Yeah.
I think Nyashinsky really made sense kusema dance to usijali hatukujudge, because kwanza alitoa like immediately after that time, because actually it was a crisis. People were judging each other. You see someone is undergoing something and no one really cares concerning the same. I had a classmate who actually hanged himself. May his soul rest in peace. What happened first, he enrolled for an engineering course at first when he was getting to campus right after Form 4, and the parents were so proud of him and all that nini. But then deep down he was not really happy about the engineering thing. He wanted to do something else. And you know, when he was telling the parents, Dad and Mom, me, I don't want to do this thing, I want to do this, they started saying, Tony anakuanga rebellious. He is always rebelling everything. Akiambiwa afanye hii afanye, anafanya kitu ingine. Mpaka ikakuwa like the parents think even when he has a problem, he is just rebelling. Do you know, at some point he would be in the house and remove all his clothes and walk in the house without any clothes. And I feel at some point at his mind alikuwa amefika point ya I don't even care, I can do what I want. Because even when I try to express myself, when I try to tell them what I really want, they end up saying Tony is just rebellious. Then, do you know, later, after actually his death, after he died and we went and buried him, the parents came to find out that he had like post-traumatic disorder. Something, yeah, PTSD. Later, like after a while, and it took so much time, because whatever happened to him akiwa primary. Wakiwa kwa room yake tu, they were checking things and maybe collecting a few things here and there. They found his diary. He was journaling everything that happened to him. And they found out that actually this boy was sodomized when he was in primary. And as life went on, he couldn't share with anyone. It was really hurting him. And then now this COVID, he is at home. He is doing a course that he did not want. And actually he was doing the course that I was doing, chini ya maji. The parents don't know that he was actually doing that course, but he was still continuing with the engineering. Akisema mimi nitamaliza tu and I will take the certificate to them because after all I didn't want to do this course. No. So he would struggle day and night. Tony anafanya kazi. If he's not in school, he's at work because he needs to pay school fees for this other course that he's doing that the parents don't know. No. He had to work hard for it. At some point, I feel also parents need to listen to their youth, regardless of the age. Akuwe mdogo, akuwe mkubwa. I feel like the parents also need to take a step. Hata kama that child is stubborn, some children, they are actually stubborn, but I feel like they need to change. Wasisemange tu, Diana nimemzoea, she's just like that, she's just rebellious. Ni kukataa tu anakataa. It is my decision that she's refusing to implement or something of the sort. Like, have you had, Diana, like such an experience? You're going through something, but when you talk to your parents, they feel like huyu tumemzoea anakuanga na utu tu vitu tunamsumbuanga. Kwanza saa nyingine wanasemanga ni tu daimoni.
Most definitely. I think that everyone amepitia kitu kama hiyo. Parents basically, whatever they talk, they don't know that they are harming us. So they can maybe tell you that hii ni moja zile vitu unafanyanga tu hapa, but they don't know deep down you are hurting. They can't see you hurting. So what I can advise parents out there, take your time to listen to your kids. Even though you feel that they are not making sense, just listen to them, give them the best advice you can, and at least put yourself in their shoes. Kumbuka pia where you were at that age, what were you going through? Imagine what mtoto wako anapitia. Don't be unasema two things without thinking of the repercussions. And also another thing, you've talked about suicide. I would also like we converse about how can you identify these people that are going through mental health so that we can be able to reach out, like the signs of these victims.
For sure. As we continue to have the same discussion, I know most of you, kwanza the meme lords, they are like full on Twitter. On Twitter, we are at tweets_Scarlett. You can continue tweeting about this. Let's talk about the different like traumatic situations you've had, or maybe words that have been uttered to you by your parent, by your guardian, or by someone else. Probably someone you trusted, or probably someone you thought, hey, this person can help me. But at the end of the day, they ended up hurting you. You told them, I have this thing that I'm going through, but they told you, that is something small. Which is, it's not quite okay. So as we continue to have this discussion, let us tweet, let's continue talking about it on our Facebook page at Scarlet Women Kenya. And we also have an Instagram page. You can follow us. We will still continue having the same discussion and different tips of the same. The mental disorders and mental breakdowns that people have and the causes and all that. So yeah, Faith.
Thank you so much, June. And I'll also add that if you're there, you can also give us your story. You may encourage someone who may be going through something that maybe for us we've not mentioned or we've not experienced. And you may be a blessing to someone. So continue tweeting, continue commenting and liking, sharing. Yeah. And so to add on the parents' issues, one thing I'll thank God for is that my parents have been very supportive in one way or another. But at some point, there's a place that you never connect. Especially, I think they have the notion of, they have not experienced the reality of right now and their time that was then.
Sure.
Because right now, for us, we're experiencing, we have the technology with us. I think technology in their time was not as advanced. Like now, they never had WhatsApp, they never had all these platforms. And as I had said previously, that people are even hiding in between these social media platforms just to feel at least umeona mahali umecheka, umeona meme tu ukafurahia. So for our parents, they don't know that even the effects that we have as the mental health effects that are there are brought about that even the things we see, the things we experience out there. And that's why most of us are not able to be open to our parents. Because you already know, you already know the answer. Wewe uko na mchezo mingi sana. Nilikulipia course, you don't want to go and do it. Sasa unataka nifanye nini? But they are not able to fit into that shoe. And go step by step, understanding what is the issue. When did this begin? When you're able to talk together, you're able to backtrace. So where did this begin? Like for the issue of your friend, if they at least knew from high school there were issues that were cropping up. No, you see, this brings the issue of suicide.
Yeah, not just
suicide does not just come overnight at unafikiria utajihang. It just builds up with time.
Gradually.
Yeah. So when you are depressed, it begins even with stress. Stress kidogo tu. When you are able to, when you don't know how to deal with issues, and then now you don't have someone to talk to.
Sure.
You're turning this, my parents hapana siwezi waambia. Acha tu nikufe na mashida zangu. So for you become prone to issues. And at the same time you also feel that every problem, as in mimi napitia tu mashida zote, kwani ni mimi tu, kwani Mungu anipendi, and all those issues. So that's why, in fact, the biggest effect of depression is suicide. Even the recent statistics showed that suicide in our country is very high. Young people, even unaona mtoto wa primary ameandika barua that me life imenichokesha, mtoto wa primary. But now that parent atakuja, surely nini ilifanya? As in, they are not. We need to go and know the root cause of all this, because suicide comes with you start withdrawing, whatever we had mentioned, isolating yourself. Kidogo ushaacha hadi kuoga, ushaacha ku interact with your friends, that social interaction with your friends, and all of a sudden you just lose meaning of life. And what happens in the long run? You go, throw yourself in that dam, hang yourself, but that has not solved any problem. Sure. So we need to check out on those causes, those symptoms that may, I'm sure for some we can notice. Although there are people who say that, hey, sikuwa nimeona, hata hakuwa ituonyesha any sign ama symptom. That's why we have the responsibility as a parent, as a friend, to check out on your child, check out on your friend, on your colleague, even at work. Because some people, unaweza enda tu hapo, the day began just so bad. But you have no one to tell. So we need to create that environment where we are able to accommodate everyone with no judgment. With no judgments and all that. Because again, people refrain from talking because una feel this person will already judge me. Like personally, I'll say I have that problem. Yeah, hata nikikwambia shida yangu wewe
Ashani
hautanielewa venye mimi nataka unielewe. So I just keep it to myself.
Yes.
But we need to at least change that notion so that we're able to reduce the suicidal cases, stress, because even the people with corona right now, even I may say people who are suffering from corona, au watu wenye wamejiisolate kwa hiyo room ama amepewa self quarantine 14 days, uko tu hapo peke yako, what do you think that person is thinking?
They have so much stress.
Ashafika mwisho. Yeah. So even if you know someone is suffering, just send a text, call if you can, just say how are you faring on. Yeah, I believe that will solve a million problems.
Yeah, and research actually shows that Kenya is among the top most depressed countries.
Actually, it is fourth in Africa.
Yes, and number
nine
9
in global.
Yes.
So you can imagine.
Yes. That is why we keep having cases of deaths and all that. Other people killing each other. Deep down, people are going through so much. So hata si COVID peke yake. Unapata in a whole family they've never had like COVID, no one has been infected or affected, but they still have problems, small problems that maybe were triggered by other things and were made worse by the pandemic.
Actually, even statistics says that 50% of people who are admitted in hospitals, and you mean maybe something other than COVID or anything, are depressed. 60% of patients who have cancer are depressed. So we need to get to the root of the cause and at least find solutions for people to heal, for people to advance.
Yeah, Diana was giving us some signs that you would actually know that this person is depressed.
Yeah.
We have talked about isolation, maybe someone ignoring the daily duties, sometimes overdoing or underdoing things. What are some of the other things maybe you have experienced or have seen someone else?
So basically, when someone is mentally ill, they'll change their personality. If they were quite loud, they'll start being silent. Watakuwa wanajieka kando pia. They'll be isolating themselves. If you used to go out with this person every weekend, watakuwa wana reduce the amount of times they are going out with you. They will also not be involved kabisa at all. They stop their involvement with you guys. And another thing is, they even start talking to themselves. The other day we were with June Kwagari. There was a lady who was talking to herself, but we did not judge her. We understood that she was going through a lot. She was talking to herself actually. Another thing is that mental illness leads to disability. So that's part of the disability. Mtu anaweza poteza akili yake kabisa. So we need to look out for these signs. We don't lose our people, not only to suicide, but also to disability. And also speaking of the facts, not only are they facts and figures, qua ground it is the same thing actually. So people out there, if you see somebody and change their personality, or they're not being the same person they used to be, they are quiet, isolated and all that, kindly reach out to them. Understand, listen to them. You don't have to give your opinion, just listen. Or if you can't, maybe show them a professional that can talk to them and give them advice on what to do. And also, people say that they have gone to religion, but it has not helped. What I can only tell you is that be consistent, never stop. There's a bright light at the end of the tunnel.
So many people say that religion is scam. I have tried praying, I have tried so many things, but it is at the nick of time, most of the time, that actually religion helps, that God comes through. My sister has a colleague of hers. She was actually diagnosed of COVID and she was at home. And she was going through so much, she was even hallucinating. Anaweza kaa kwa nyumba, she has no child, but in the house aanze kuuliza mtoto wangu ako wapi? Sijui nini. And the husband was so supportive actually. He would wake up in the morning and find her saying her own things, and he would get the Quran and maybe help her read it and pray with her and such things. So in a way I feel religion could actually help. We are almost getting to the end of our life, and we will continue having the same conversation. And we would also like to hear from both of you. if you have had people with the same cases, except the normal talking to other people and maybe sharing with others and maybe religion, we have spoken about religion, have you heard of people who have tried maybe medication and some other things? I have heard of acupuncture, I've heard of yoga, I've heard of so many other things. I am not sure whether they work because I have not tried them myself, but have you heard of any medications or anything of the sort that have helped those kind of people?
So I will speak from my experience. When I was diagnosed with the psychosomatic disorder, I was given some medication. The medication, yes, they were making me be calm, but at what cost? In my mind, yes, I had so many thoughts running because the disorder is like you are thinking, maybe I'm sick, I'm supposed to go to the hospital right now and be taken care of. I was given some medication, but I stopped after a few months because I did not feel like they were helping me. But not only for my case, there are some people who have used the medications that they have been given and it has worked for them. Yeah.
Okay.
So about the medication, personally, I have had people who are who go to hospital out of the mental issues and all that, and for sure it helps. For some it helps, but again, even the doctors need to see the intent of this issue, because besides having the medication, of course you have to go through a therapy. You have to see a psychiatrist, so that he or she is able to go to take you through the therapy. Even as you taking this medication, it's working concurrently, like it's able to be effective to you. So yes, medication works, and I've had even a relative who was given medication, he went to hospital, but then it happened, and after some time again, the thing bounced back after he was out of the meds. So there needs that consistency. There's that consistency which is very key. Yes, and about religion, as you had said, I believe that as you're going to also seek spiritual help, when you have the psychiatrist or that person who is looking, that professional who is taking you through that therapy, it works hand in hand. You cannot just say tutaomba, whereas it's that you have a disease already. Yes, even hata ukikunywa dawa, you also pray. So all these things will work together, and I believe a solution is going, even with the economic downturn that we're talking about, we are going to find a solution at the end of it all.
For sure.
Yeah.
Maybe something to add on it, a solution to what I did according to myself, what helped me. I found a distraction, and that distraction ikakuja ikakuwa my habit. So that distraction ilikuwa inanisaidia, I escape a bit of my thoughts, and it worked, yeah. So I used to watch a lot. I used to watch series, because when you're in a series, you're like, your mind, you're part of it, so you forget a lot of things. And I also used to keep myself busy with other things online, yeah. So when you find a distraction that takes your mind off things that you can apply to your life, take that chance. At least it will help you escape for a bit, and you'll also learn to incorporate that escape into your life all through.
About what Diana has said, not only for you, when you notice a friend of yours is undergoing something and they have this problem, but you know that there is something that they do that they actually like. For me, I knew that my sister liked cooking and baking and the things about beauty. I don't know how all these came around, but we started selling products actually. We started selling beauty products. And still at home, we would bake. So she'll be at home with her phone checking out, if I have acne, what will I do? If I have eczema, what will I do? And she was excited about it. She'll wake up in the morning, I have found a solution for maybe when you have blackheads, I have found a solution. And she will tell me we can do this and this and this and this. And we actually try it on. And baking and cooking, we would try new recipes and all that. And then the day is over, we don't even know it.
Wow.
You have not even noticed. At the end of the day, she's happy. She has not remembered that she has spent the whole of her day at home. And she's actually happy about being at home and being able to do different things. So I have a question, and I'm posing it. Oh,
Okay, before you ask the question, I'll say on that issue of keeping yourself busy. And
Yes.
again, I want to add something that we also need to check on our diet. Diet will go hand in hand with our brain. Like when you eat well, you're able to, your body will be able to function in a well. In that even when you're thinking, you know, when you think, even hata ukisoma, there are tissues that wear out.
Yes.
Umeikuwa unasomea exam ama you just done that statistics paper. After hapo uko na njaa hata hujaisikia. Unasikia ukitoka hapo bila kukula unaanguka. So the same thing when you think or when you're stressed out, there are tissues that wear out. And so we have to look at our diet and look at what we eat. So that at least it's going to also help us.
For sure.
Yeah. Yes.
Another distraction is fitness and gym.
That is wonderful. I actually do that, and I wake up sometimes and my legs are paining, and I'm like, I won't do this anymore.
Personally, I tried that recently when we had a holiday. I tell you, on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, that whole week, mwili ilikuwa inaumia. What does that tell you? You've not been exercising.
Exactly.
So we need to keep fit. Yeah, Diana, we need to keep fit.
Yeah. And about the symptoms, we have talked about the different symptoms that you can tell someone is undergoing something, a mental breakdown. So how do you get to a point that you can advise someone like to seek a doctor? Unajua kuna point ingine yenye si lazima mtu aende hospitali. Like something small unapata, I have 4,000 and my rent is 7,000 and I don't have the 3,000. That is a small stress. You know, after some time, maybe you've borrowed someone or you've done something, you are able to get that money. Na hiyo stress kamekuondokea. It does not get to a really high point. But there are these people who undergo so many things. Like the guy I was telling you about, being like undergoing sodomy and all that, and then later, like your parents don't listen to you, you're not able to talk to anyone. At what point do you tell that, hey, this one needs to seek a doctor?
So let me just say that you can't tell someone this is small stress. Acknowledging that it is small stress means that you have already made your judgment on whatever kind of thing they are going through. So what I can say, people have also gone through past trauma. Now they don't know that they are going through a lot. So past trauma can be shown in the future. So if you think that, or maybe in your past you've experienced abuse, trauma and all that, it's high time. Even though you feel like you are not yet depressed, just go to and seek the doctor's advice on that issue. Because post-trauma will catch up with you in the future, definitely. Yeah. So work with the problem as small as it is. Don't wait for it to be a big problem.
Yeah, they say that meat is better chewed when small than when it's big. Yeah, and I think that applies. Thank you very much for your views. And as we come to the end of this live session, we will be holding a couple of other sessions so that we are able to listen to other people what they have to say about certain topics, not only depression, not only mental illness, not only COVID. We have so many things that we can talk about. And as we end this, we have our ladies magazine, www.scarlet.co.ke. We have so many topics concerning depression, not only this normal depression like for normal people, but we have other things like postpartum depression. That is something that has really eaten so many people's lives, and so many mothers have left their children because of that. So many of them even ignore them. You get that you also have like a narcissistic boyfriend or a narcissistic father or sister or something of the sort. Those are the small things that we are actually talking about, and you will be getting those insights and tips and ways to get through all that in our website. Please Go check them out. Check out our Facebook page at Scarlet Women Kenya. Check out our Twitter handles, tweets_Scarlet, and our YouTube handle also at Scarlet Women Kenya. We will really appreciate, and we will need also your feedback. Thank you very much to our viewers and to my Scarlet Women also. Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Once again, my name is June Mutua. And you are?
I am Faith. Thank you for your time. Looking forward to see you more and more.
Yeah.
Thank you for having us. I'm Diana.
Yes.
Thank you.